I would like to definitely welcome you guys back as we continue on with the story of how I got detained, deported, and currently living as the #1 selling artist in the history of the country of Belize, the last standing deportee.
Most wanted, last standing deportee. Most wanted, last standing deportee.
I was really pushing as the last standing deportee. That's the way how I was putting out myself out there. So be careful what you talk about, because these things can come to life. And in my case, it has come to life. I was carrying myself as the last standing deportee, and before you know it, today I am the last standing deportee. And this was manifested after years of me saying, yeah, I'm the last standing deportee. I am the illegal alien from Belize, and just putting that energy out there. On December 4th, 2006, I was detained and taken into a place called Chrome Detention Facility. And when they took me there, like I said, I was excited. I was happy. I was happy because I said to myself, man, I looked at it like this was going to give me that credibility as the last standing deportee, the illegal alien. I'm the real deal. I got held by Homeland Security. I was in Homeland Security custody in the Miami Everglades at Chrome Detention Facility. And now look at me. I had a whole album where I was talking about, you know, the police pulling me over, harassing me, because I was really going through those things all the time in LA. Being in Chrome Detention Facility gave me a chance to really see how dirty America is and to really see how corrupt their system is. I did 10 months in Homeland Security custody, and in those 10 months I probably saw like 2 white people. And you know, there's a lot of white people from all over the world in America. It was obvious that they were targeting the black families and the Mexicans or the Latinos. That's all I saw was blacks and Latinos, whether they came from Honduras, Guatemala, or some other part of South America or Mexico. Mainly Mexicans, to be exact, and blacks from all over the Caribbean, Africa. I was the only Belizean in there at the time. It was a very interesting journey. I always embraced everything with an open mind and a positive attitude, and that's exactly how I treated that situation. Being in Chrome Detention Facility was a very eye-opening experience. I'm very glad to have experienced being detained at Chrome Detention Facility amongst many other detention facilities across America, from Texas to other places that they shipped us all around, because they were always shipping us around to a different detention facility, which was a very horrible experience, but I'm glad I got a chance to experience it for myself. I would never want to go through that again. I would never want to wish that for my worst enemy. Chains on our legs and hands chained behind your back, and to just think about it is just like so brutal. It's so crazy that they would actually do that to humans. One time when we were getting transferred to a facility in Texas, from Miami to Texas, they wake you up 3:30, and then the process begins with them trying to move you from your housing unit, wherever you're housed at, to checking you out of Chrome Detention Facility, whether it's moving from one cell to the next cell, to the next cell, to the next cell, and then finally getting outside of the building and being transported into the bus, being transported to the airport. Then once you get to the airport, it's time to be unloaded from the bus, and then waiting on the runway where you're going to be transported onto the airplane. The politics that's in these detention facilities, the fights the fights that were actually instigated by officers. It was October 23rd, 2007. They called my name. It was around 4 a.m. and they said, roll it up. You're going home today. It was one of the best feelings I ever felt. I have no idea of when I was going to be released. It's just something you pray for every day. And when they finally called my name and told me to roll it up, you start giving away everything you have. You're getting ready to be released. You don't need this when you're going home. So give away your radio, my groceries, my food, everything, and just give it away to all the folks around me. Got off that plane in Belize, and there I was, deported with just a backpack, not really knowing where I was going to go, what I was going to do, how I was going to do it. But I knew that I was happy to be free. I knew I was happy to be healthy, alive, strong, full of life, and have a world of possibilities open to me. I've been talking that last standing deportee. I am the original illegal alien. And now it was time for me to show that, to be that. And nothing and no one was going to stop me from being my best self. It was no surprise that I have evolved from that boy to the man. I went from the wrong to the righteous. I went from facing some of the toughest challenges I ever faced to now being kind, patient, humble, considerate, selfless. I used to be negative in many ways, and I chose to turn those negatives into positives. It was time to experience the new version of the better me. Working on a better me is what I've been doing. Now it was time for me to really start living that life of this new version of this better me that I had become.
My Belize. Wake up in the morning when the roosters crow. Open up the front door and cool sea breeze to blow. And even though I sleep on the floor, had a good night rest. Thank you, Father. I feel so blessed.
Though it might seem like it was the end to most, to me it was just the beginning, a new beginning.
I am back on my feet. I'm back on my feet again. I am back on my feet.
Before pressing up my first 10,000 CDs in Belize, I spoke with many people who are in the industry, asking them what they thought, what their idea was of the industry in Belize, and what they thought about me pressing up 10,000 copies of a CD, hitting the streets with it. Many of the most trusted, prolific people in the industry gave me the advice, of course. They were like, man, I would not put all my eggs in one basket. The Belizean people don't really support Belizean artists like that. So if I was you, I would try to do less and then see how the people respond and how are they supportive of it and so forth. But I was like thinking to myself, you know what? The attitude and the energy that I'm about to put into the game is going to be unmatched, unstopped, never ever been seen in this country or any other place, and there will be no stopping me. So I have no business asking people who don't know what it's like or who have never done what I've done to give me advice on what I'm trying to do. I need to just go with my vibe, go with my feeling, press up these CDs and hit the streets without excuses. So I did. I remember getting my first shipment at the Ladeville post office, and before I walked out the post office, I already sold 4. They had 2 customers inside the post office with me. I sold both of them, and they had 2 people working inside the post office, and I sold both of them. So that was 4 units before I even walked out the post office, and it was no looking back. I would go door to door with my CDs, pushing it like my life depended on it. And in reality, my life did depend on it. After selling more than 215,000 CDs in Belize, I decided that I said, you know what? I need to do this in Honduras, in Guatemala. I need to go to El Salvador. I need to go right down. So I traveled all over South America, pushing, promoting my music. With the same drive that I had in Belize, I took it to all these other countries, and I got a lot of support. So it gave me so many experiences. It gave me a chance to have so many wonderful experiences, meet so many good people, travel to so many foreign countries and foreign land, surround myself with some of the best people and live the best life. So I'm extremely grateful for all of it, the good times and the bad times. The bad times made me stronger and wiser. The good times made me laugh and love and enjoy. So it was a good balance. I never stopped pushing. I never stopped being focused. Never stopped doing all I can to live my best life. As I start growing, it gave me a chance to make new investments, to go into new territory and do new things. So I'm always looking for bigger projects to invest in. I'm always looking to do bigger things than I've done. I come from nothing, so as I start having a little bit of money, I would take my money and try to invest it in bigger things. Finally, I got to the point where I am doing a 20-city tour, the Kick It Up a Notch tour. So I would do 20 cities in Mexico. I was excited. Nice ground transportation when it's time to move around, and stay in nice hotels and move with security officers and do my meet and greets in nice venues. And all of this was funded by Life After Deportation Film and Records, which is my company. This was time for me to really do it on a big level, go out with a bang. And after doing this tour, it would give me a chance to reinvest in other artists and do other things for other people, which is my final end goal. My goal is always to help. My goal is always to inspire, to motivate, to uplift, to create positivity, to build. Once I put the Kick It Up a Notch tour together, I really felt accomplished. I really felt like everything has come full circle, and for the first time I can now relax, smile, and see my talent go to work. After doing my first performance, which was in Chetumal, I was really excited and very happy to see the results. Even though China was going through the coronavirus situation, and I didn't think it was going to be coming over to this side of the world so fast. And before you know it, by the time I got to my second city and it was time for me to do my meet and greet and performance, I got shut down by the marshals, and I almost got arrested actually, because the quarantine laws was already going in effect, and I was affected by that. It was very hard for me to accept all the money that I had invested and put into this tour, now I was being asked to wrap it up and call it a loss. It was very difficult for me to accept that. So pretty much I just had to swallow it up and call it a loss. Paying for all these venues, paying for security, paying for hotels, paying for flights, paying for so much and so many things for 20 cities, and then having to call it a loss. Well, guess what? Life goes on, life continues. I've always faced many challenges in all different shapes and forms, so this was just another one. I'm very interested to see how this is all going to turn out, because this is not the end. I'd like to call it a new beginning. And I'm always ready. I feel like I am one of those soldiers who have trained properly for the war, and I'm going to do just fine. If you know a deportee that can use this information, a deportee that can use some help, please do share this. Put this on your Facebook timeline. If you don't even know somebody, I'm sure somebody out there knows somebody that can use some help, use some information. So please do share this information. It's time for us to use this platform in a different way to be able to help, to be able to uplift and make a positive difference in the life of others. Thanks again for subscribing to this YouTube channel. Thanks for your support. I appreciate you.